In this week's journal, I'll be speaking about the movie Office Space and how it relates to Merton's typology of deviance. Forgive me if I said that wrong. The first character I'd like to start off with is Tom, the man who was worried about getting fired and eventually did, and in the end had a happy ending with the invention of jumping to conclusion. This man reminds me of innovation. Instead of conforming to the idea of working for a company, he soon found his dreams of making money with an invention he made. The second character I'd like to talk about is Peter Gibbons. This man, despite the fact of his opinions on most of his life, he was a ritualist. He would go to work, and then go home, try to be with his friends, every single day. And even in the movie where he went to the hypothesis guys, the psychiatrist dude, he still did the same thing every day. He did nothing every single day. He didn't necessarily retreat from society. He was just ignoring it. He eventually did start going to work, but he still didn't care, which makes him a solid ritualist. The only other example I have for a retreatist would be at the end of the movie where the guy who loved his red stapler went to retreat at a resort. Wasn't necessarily retreating, it was vacation. So Peter Gibbons and that guy are my only examples as a retreatist, even though I just said he didn't necessarily retreat from society. He did considerably do that by staying home all day, staying in his own home. It might be in a society, but he wasn't necessarily contributing to it. As for my fourth example, I'd like to use pretty much anybody who worked in Initech and Peter's girlfriend, Joanna. They all tried to conform to pretty much their lifestyle. The people from Initech would go to work and conform to that job. My best example is the guy with the red stapler. He was going into work, no matter where they threw him, he conformed to it. Joanna tried to conform to her job, but she didn't like the little buttons on her uniform. As for my final example, the way I can put this in an understandable term is that, when the guys were all planning to go attack Initech secretly and take, decimals of dollars to get like thousands and thousands of money, they were trying to change not only the company, but their lifestyle. With the small amounts of money they were stealing every single day, they were going to soon change their own lifestyle, which is their culture. And in the long run, the company was changing as well, with them quitting and whatnot. The last I can say would be the guy with the red stapler. Look at that. He did a lot of damage towards the end, burning the place to the ground. I wasn't surprised. I was waiting for that moment. But yeah, they changed their lifestyles and the company in their own unique way. Rebellion was that example, and that finishes off the Merton's typology of deviance.